What if the truth is not something we are searching for, but something we are avoiding? Friedrich Nietzsche believed that most people do not suffer because life is hard, but because they refuse to see it clearly. Not because reality is cruel, but because illusions feel safer than truth. We tell ourselves stories about justice, meaning, fairness, and purpose. Stories that help us feel stable. Stories that make the world seem predictable. But Nietzsche asked a dangerous question. What if those stories are not true? What if they are not designed to reveal reality, but to protect us from it? He believed that truth is often uncomfortable, not because it is negative, but because it removes what we rely on. Certainty disappears. Control weakens. Meaning becomes unclear. And in that moment, many people do not look deeper. They look away. Nietzsche described this as a kind of quiet avoidance. Not dramatic, not visible, but constant. People do not reject truth loudly. They simply replace it with something easier to accept. A belief, a system, a structure, something that explains the world without forcing them to question themselves. One of his most famous ideas was this: he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. But this is often misunderstood. Nietzsche was not saying that meaning is given. He was saying that meaning must be created, and that creation is not comfortable, because it requires responsibility. It requires letting go of inherited ideas. It requires facing uncertainty without immediate answers. Most people, he believed, do not want truth. They want relief. Relief from doubt, from confusion, from instability. But relief and truth are not the same. Relief simplifies. Truth complicates. Relief tells you what to believe. Truth forces you to decide. Nietzsche saw this as a turning point in human life. The moment when a person realizes that meaning is not provided externally. It must be built internally. But building meaning is difficult, because it removes excuses. If meaning is not given, then responsibility cannot be avoided. And this is where many people stop. Because freedom, in its deepest form, is not comfortable. It is heavy, Nietzsche also wrote. And those who were seen dancing were thought to be insane by those who could not hear the music. This reflects another idea. Truth is not always shared. Understanding separates people. Clarity creates distance. The more a person sees, the harder it becomes to live inside illusions. And yet, illusions are where most people remain. Not because they are weak, but because clarity requires courage. Nietzsche did not promise happiness. He did not offer comfort. He offered something else: honesty. And honesty changes everything. Because once you see clearly, you cannot unsee. The world does not become easier. but it becomes more real. And perhaps that is the point. Not to escape difficulty, but to stop hiding from it. Maybe truth is not something we find. Maybe it is something we stop avoiding. And maybe the real question is not whether truth is hard, but whether we are willing to live without illusions.